So learners, let's see that how to create virtual machines in VMware environment. In previous video, I have shown you how to download VMware and how to install on your physical computer. Your physical computer is also known as host computer, and when we would install computers inside, or we would install operating system inside virtual computer or virtual machine, that operating system or the virtual machine would be known as guest operating system or guest computer. So let's go how to create virtual machine. Let's see. For that you have to start VMware Workstation Pro. You can click on VMware Workstation Pro from the start menu, or you can scroll down and you can go to VMware folder which is there in start menu, and then you can click on VMware Workstation Pro. Alternatively, you can find a shortcut icon on your desktop as well. There are some settings which you have to do before you are going to create a new virtual machine. You have to decide for which operating system you are going to create, like Microsoft Windows 7, Microsoft Windows XP, Microsoft Windows 8.1 or 10. Or you can go with any other product as well, like it might be Linux operating system or any other available operating system you can create. So as of now, if you want to create a virtual machine, you have to click on this icon and the home tab. Or you can also click on file and you can click on new virtual machine. As you can see, you can use Control N as well to create a new virtual machine. Now, following any of the way, you can start and you can create a new virtual machine. So when you're creating new virtual machine, you're getting two options there. One as a typical recommended, that is for very easy step. Custom option is used for some advanced setting, some advanced options. So as of now, I'm just going to keep this video very simple. I would use a typical option. So after the ensure that typical option is selected, click on next. There are three options which you can use to install guest operating system, and each of them have their own advantages. Like I can use the physical DVD installation DVD from my physical drive. I can also use the installer disk image file or in.iso file, or I can also decide to install operating system later on. I use this option frequently and I would suggest to use this option only. But it doesn't mean you cannot use any of this too. You can use any of this. If you are following my step, I would suggest you to select I would install operating system later. So click next now. Select guest operating system window having the two portions. First you have to decide that which operating system you want to install. That operating system is of Microsoft Windows, Linux, Novel NetWare, Solaris, or VMware ESX, or any other which are not listed in this option. For us, I would be selecting Microsoft Windows. Once you're selecting guest operating system, now you have to decide which version of operating system you want to install. As you can see, the VMware Workstation Pro 14 can allow you to install Windows 10, Windows 10 64-bit, and so on. So for simplification, I'm going to create Windows 7 64-bit operating system. Once you have selected version, you can click on next. In this segment, you have to specify the virtual computer name, and you can also specify location. By default, if you are installing VMware, and you're not modifying default settings, all virtual computer would go inside virtual machine folder under document in your computer. But as I have modified, or I can also decide where to keep my file while clicking on browse. So I can browse and I can select the appropriate location as well. Now you can rename the virtual machine. You can use your own name as well. Like I'm using image win 7. So it clearly indicates that what is the computer name, and location specifies where the virtual machine file would be kept. Once you are done, you can go to next step. The store option would play a vital role in virtual machine. If I select store virtual machine as a single file, the entire hard disk for virtual machine as a single file, it would be stored as a single file. And that would be easier to distribute. If you want to share with your friend, you can just share that hard disk and it would be working as a physical hard disk also. Just the only difference, it's a virtual thing like a file. If I select split virtual hard disk into multiple files, it would split the file or hard disk file between so many smaller number of files. And when you're sharing, you have to share the entire files. So for simplification, I'm reducing the size as 40 gig, and I would select the store virtual disk as a single file. Click next. Now here at this point, you would find the summary of the devices, whatever the device it would be connected, and the summary of virtual machine which you are creating, like in which location it is getting installed or getting saved, what is the version of VMware, what is the operating system you have selected, how much hard disk is there, how much RAM is there, what network adapter is selected, whether you are having other devices or not. Later you can customize as well. Clicking on customize hardware, you can decide to you can you can select that how much RAM would be there on your virtual machine, how many processors would be there, whether you want to use a CD DVD, physical CD DVD or ISO image file, whether you want to select the network adapter, USB controller and other information. So for me, if I want to customize, if my computer, the physical computer having less RAM, I would be selecting lower than 2 gig, assuming I have been 4 gig of RAM on my physical computer. So it's better to assign less RAM so that your physical computer can also work and as well as your virtual machine also works. Then you can select the processor, you can decide how many processor you want to use. So as of now, having one single computer and single processor as well. But my processor having 2 cores, so I can specify single processor 2 cores. I would use new CD DVD SATA section, and there I would select use ISO image file. I have kept some ISO image file I have downloaded from Windows, and I can use the location where I kept the ISO image files. So I can select those ISO image files, like here having Windows 7, Windows 10 or any. So I would go with the Windows 7 Ultimate and click on OK. I would select network adapter as host only adapter, as it creates a network between private it's create a private network between shared computer, and along with the virtual machine and physical machine you can communicate directly. Once you are done, you can click on close and you can click on finish. Once the steps are followed, you would get a computer having the name which you have specified. This is how you can create a virtual machine in VMware. In next video, I would be discussing how to install operating system in a virtual machine environment. for the time being, thank you for watching.